Hello, welcome to my first showcase for the game I'm creating. I'm gonna be showing off my character here. This is gonna be my first showcase. Technically, I have a video showcasing this crate, but today, in the time span that I had, I just hooked up my character to some animations just to have something a little more to look at. The animations aren't amazing. But the movement style of this game will be something like Gears of War, where you have full front movement and kind of diagonal. But if you want extra movement in other directions, you're gonna have to turn. You have to actually turn your character. Backwards is slow, diagonal, strafing. Again, these are all placeholder animations. I was kind of on a time span today, and I just wanted to get something out before I'm gone for the week. Um, so that's all the movement and animations. But the main part of this character that I love the most is it has telekinesis. So he uses telekinesis using nanobots. Um, he's gonna be able to do other things. He's gonna be able to construct weapons, things like uh, grenades, but not actual grenades. Um, there's different tools that he'll need. He'll be able to deconstruct stuff, turn them into nanobots. The idea being like the nanobots grab all the essential components and store them in the backpack, so you can recreate stuff later at will. Um, but yeah, the thing that I've got coded now, the thing that I find the most important is the telekinesis. That's what I'm working on. The crosshair is very placeholder. It's kind of round or oval. Excuse me, ovaled out. I don't know why. I gotta figure that out. It's supposed to be a circle, but yeah. So first thing you got is you have your when you mouse over an item that is able to be picked up by telekinesis, it will kind of glow with these particles. This is supposed to symbolize like kind of lightning bugs, like nanobots are lighting up saying, hey, this you can grab this. So when you grab, you do a little grab animation, you pick it up, and now you have it levitated, which means now you can throw it where you want to throw it. Um, there are some things, because of me rushing, that aren't working the way I want. So like when you rotate your camera, the box will rotate with the character instead of with the camera, which wasn't something needed before, but after the things that I added today, it is needed to be changed. So it kind of gets in front of the camera. Um, but it looks cool. When you have something held, it will show it by activating more nanobots, lighting it up even more. You also have the ability to switch shoulder. This will switch the shoulder of the object you are as well as your camera. This is for things like peeking around corners and whatnot. Things that I want to add later down the road that are going to be important for things like this that I won't talk about now. Um, so you have your pickup, you have your drop. The pickup animation is clunky because it's not hooked up into the animation controller. It is an override animation, so it doesn't blend at the moment. Again, with the time crunch, I had to be fast about things. Um, so yeah, you got your pickup, you got your drop. Um, you can't pick up if you don't have an object, but what you can do is grab and look away and it'll pull anyway. I think that'll be fun for different things in the future. The nanobots aren't tracking properly to the objects because they just kind of spawn on the objects. The plan is for the different objects to have their own kind of particle effect. Like, for example, when you'll be able to pick up cars, you'll pick it up with both hands over your head, and it'll have a different animation or a different particle system for that. You'll also be slower because you're carrying something heavier. I think it'll be neat. So, then you got your throw. It's going to throw stuff around. Currently, the force is kind of high. Later, I want to add... Why is that not coming down? It is. Later, I want to add, like, the longer you hold the button, the harder it throws. Ignore the low frame rate. That's something I gotta fix too, but there's a reason for that, which I'll show now. So something that I think would be really satisfying in this game is when you hit an enemy, depending on what you hit them with, it'll shatter. Oh, that hasn't happened. Okay. So that's fun. I don't know why that happens. But, yeah. So if a breakable item is hit with enough force, it'll shatter. Some cool things that could entail is like you have your impact damage, and then you have your AOE's, like nails going out of this, right? And there's splinter damage on the ground, and you walk over, you take damage. Those kind of things. Cool ideas, I think. Um, Interesting. So testing this out in the editor, it's not that buggy, but launching it as a separate file, it becomes the physics don't behave. I'll have to look into what that's all about. This is the best way I can let you see the full character. I don't have a free cam put in at the moment, but so part of why it's so buggy is because with these destructible objects, which you got to figure out how to code properly so that they're not so demanding. Is that once you get a certain amount of those crates in the game, it just starts to not behave. Each of these boxes, all these planks, are all there and now, and they're generated and parented together. Uh, they have their own collision system, so that they can be picked up by my um, levitate request. And when they're destroyed, they are changed to a different collision system, so that they cannot be interacted with. But yeah, it's so satisfying to play around with. In the editor, it's not this laggy. I don't know why it's so laggy in its own file, but it's just like I can't wait to get further with this project. Just imagine throwing things at enemies. You know, a lot of games I see that have telekinesis, it's usually just this, right? You just pick stuff up and you throw it, which is what I wanted to start with. But there's other things that I want down the road, which I will talk about sometime, but not at the moment. Um, there's so many things I want to do, but this is the showcase, the end of the showcase. I feel like I've done this in a relatively short amount of time, but I have big plans for this. I want to make my first game, and I think this is something I'm really passionate about. So that's the end of the showcase. Oh, I wanna end it with a little bit of fun. This is something you'll be able to do in the game. Not like this, because this is like pseudo. It's buggy, but you'll be able to take the different objects that you can levitate and mount them. So like, say you have here's the hood of a car, for example, or a trash can lid. Like you hop on that, or you grab it, you pull it to you, and then you jump and hit a button. It'll pull it under you, and you're now on that object. You're now flying that, which will cost you power. I don't know what's called the resource yet, but there'll be a resource that lets you do all this thing: levitating, constructing guns, shields. Not like lethal guns. That's not how this character is going to be. But yeah, everything you do with the nanobots will have a cost. To restore that cost, you need to consume different materials in the world that hold like important resources, like copper and all that. Just things that you can use to construct things. Um, I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's gonna be great. Anyway, that was the showcase. Goodbye.